Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving into mistake number 5, why high staff turnover hurts your hotel's reputation.
Ooh,
Kind of a long title.
yeah.
But this blog post is full of insights that I think are really going to help our listeners out there.
You know, it's funny. We always think about staff turnover as an HR problem,
Yeah,
but this blog really brings it home that it's so much more than that.
right.
It affects the guest experience, the hotel's reputation, and of course, the bottom line.
So it can actually hurt your profits.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's break this down a little bit for our listeners.
sure.
The blog post argues that high turnover equals inconsistent service,
Hmm.
which, in the hospitality industry is kind of everything, right?
Yeah, if you think about it from a guest perspective,
Right.
they walk into a hotel expecting a certain level of service because of the reputation or reviews or word of mouth.
Hmm.
But if the staff is always changing, that consistency is just gone.
It's like going to your favorite restaurant and your favorite chef just left. And now you know that dish that you love, it just doesn't taste the same, and you're
Yeah.
not sure if you want to go back.
Right, and that's exactly what happens when staff is turning over constantly.
Yeah,
Guests are encountering inexperienced staff who are still learning.
right.
Maybe they're flustered, maybe they're not as attentive.
They're not as friendly.
Right, and it just leads to these little misunderstandings, longer wait times, and less enjoyable experiences overall.
Yeah, and today, with online reviews,
Yeah.
it's so easy for a negative experience to just blow up and hurt a hotel's reputation.
Oh, absolutely. People are so quick to share their frustrations online, and those negative reviews, they really can deter potential guests from booking.
So you're saying it's a domino effect.
It is inconsistent service leads to unhappy guests who leave bad reviews, which scare away new bookings.
And hurt your revenue.
Exactly.
And of course, we can't forget the cost of hiring and training new staff all the time.
Yeah, the blog post really emphasizes this as a major cost of high turnover.
It's like you said, it hurts your bottom line in so many ways.
You're spending money to find employees, but you're losing money because dissatisfied guests aren't coming back.
Not to mention the impact on team morale.
Mm.
When staff is constantly changing, it's hard to build that sense of teamwork.
It's true. There's no real team spirit because everyone's always new and
People are always adjusting to new dynamics.
yeah, it disrupts the flow of the entire operation.
Well, the blog actually has this really fascinating real-world example.
Oh yeah, tell me about this.
It's a resort in Kerala, India.
Okay.
They had, high turnover, struggling new hires, guest complaints,
All the things we just talked about.
the whole 9 yards.
So what did they do?
Well, you might think they just threw a ton of money at the problem,
Yeah.
but they actually took a more strategic approach,
Okay.
and they decided to focus on valuing and appreciating their employees.
And how did they do that?
Well, they started by implementing a monthly recognition program.
Okay.
So they would highlight their top performers, and they'd reward them with things like extra vacation days or gift certificates.
So it's not just about the money, but showing their staff that they appreciate them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just that little bit of recognition can really boost morale.
I bet.
They also started offering free training to their staff,
Interesting.
which showed them that the hotel was really invested in their personal growth.
That's smart.
And I'm just curious, before they made these changes, what were the guest complaints like?
Well, they said they were mostly about inconsistent service,
Okay.
long wait time staff that just seemed flustered or like they didn't know what they were doing.
So basically everything that comes with high turnover.
Exactly. But then, after they implemented these retention strategies, the complaints really went down.
That's amazing. I mean, that's a pretty tangible impact.
It is, and the impact wasn't just anecdotal.
Yeah.
They had data to prove it. The resort saw a 40% reduction in staff turnover.
Wow.
Their guest satisfaction scores went way up, and they started to get consistently good reviews.
That is impressive. So what's the main takeaway for our listeners?
The main takeaway is that investing in your staff is investing in your hotel's success.
Mm-hmm.
It's changing your whole mindset about your employees.
Instead of viewing them as expendable.
Right, they're your most valuable asset.
Yeah, it's about creating a culture where they feel valued and appreciated and like they could do their best work.
Exactly. And the best part is you don't have to spend a ton of money.
Right.
Small, thoughtful gestures can go a long way.
And that leads to happier guests,
Happier staff.
a stronger reputation, and ultimately a more profitable business.
The blog actually lays out a 4-step process to improve staff retention.
I'm interested to hear more about this.
Yeah.
And it all starts with hiring the right people.
It all starts there, but what does hiring the right people actually mean?
Right.
It's not just about resumes and experience.
So what is it about?
It's about finding people who really fit in with your hotel's values
Yeah.
and who are passionate about hospitality.
So you're looking for people who really enjoy making guests feel welcome.
Yes, people who see hospitality as more than just a job.
It's like a calling.
Exactly.
Okay, so you found those amazing people. How do you keep them?
Well, the blog talks a lot about recognizing and rewarding them.
And it doesn't always have to be money.
No, it doesn't.
What are some other ways to recognize and reward staff?
Well, like we said earlier, the resort in Kerala had a monthly recognition program,
Mm-hmm.
and they would give their employees opportunities to cross-train in different departments.
Which, helps them build new skills.
Exactly.
It shows them that you really believe in their potential.
And then there's offering opportunities for growth and advancement.
So like creating a clear career path within the hotel.
Exactly.
When employees see a future for themselves,
Yeah, they're more likely to stay.
they want to grow with you.
Right.
And finally, you have to foster a positive work culture.
What does that look like?
So creating an environment where employees feel respected and supported and valued,
Mhm.
where they're comfortable sharing their ideas and feel like they're part of a team.
So it's a place where people actually want to come to work.
Yeah, exactly. And when you have that kind of positive work environment,
Mm-hmm.
it shows in every aspect of your hotel,
It really does.
from how the staff interacts with guests to the overall atmosphere.
You can feel the difference when you walk into a hotel with a happy staff.
So to sum it all up, the blog is saying that staff retention is not just an HR issue.
It's much bigger than that.
It's a business strategy that can make or break your hotel's success.
It's about making your staff feel valued so they provide exceptional service to your guests.
Which of course leads to a stronger reputation and a healthier bottom line.
It's all connected.
It is. Now, I know some hotel owners might be listening and thinking,
What are they thinking?
this all sounds great, but what about the cost?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Implementing all these strategies must be expensive.
Well, the blog actually addresses that concern.
Okay.
It
Okay.
says that retention isn't just about spending a bunch of money. It's about creating a culture of value and appreciation.
So those little gestures,
Exactly.
the training opportunity, the recognition, those things really matter.
And they don't have to be expensive.
You're investing in your staff's happiness,
And when your staff is happy, they're going to treat your guests better.
which leads to positive reviews and a stronger bottom line.
It's a smart investment.
It really is.
I-
And let's be realistic.
Okay.
Some staff turnover is just inevitable.
Yeah, people move. Life happens.
But a positive work culture,
Encourages the best people to stick around.
exactly. They see the value in staying with you.
They want to grow with your hotel.
So they become those experienced staff members who are always delivering exceptional service.
They become ambassadors for your brand.
So to wrap up this first part of our deep dive, this blog post is really about why staff retention is so crucial for your hotel's success.
It's not just an HR issue.
And even small changes can make a big difference.
Absolutely.
Now, before we go, I'm going to leave you with a thought.
Okay, what if you took all that time and energy and money
Yeah.
that you spend replacing staff
Mm-hmm.
and instead you put it towards making your existing team happier?
Now, that's interesting.
It really is like a totally different way of looking at this.
Instead of thinking of turnover as just this unavoidable cost,
Yeah,
we can see it as a chance to grow and improve.
exactly. And there's no magic solution here.
Right.
What works for one hotel might not work for another.
So how do we figure out what works?
Well, the key is to listen to your staff,
Okay.
understand what they need and what their challenges are.
Create a space for open communication.
You have to treat your employees like individuals.
Yeah, not just numbers on a spreadsheet.
Right, and that's what I like about this blog post. It doesn't just talk about staff retention.
Right.
It gives you an actual plan.
Okay.
It gives you the tools to make real changes.
That's what we're all about here on the Deep Dive.
That's right.
We're giving you the information you need to make the best decisions for your hotel.
Exactly.
So if you're struggling with high turnover out there,
Don't give up.
you can build a more loyal team.
Start today.
Just start taking those steps.
And remember, investing in your staff
Yeah,
is investing in your hotel's future.
such a good point. And that is going to wrap up this deep dive into staff retention.
Hope you all enjoyed it.
I hope you found it useful and most of all actionable.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing.
And keep those guests happy.
That's the most important.
This is Mike and Karen from the Hotel Growth Hub podcast. See you in the next episode.
It's really interesting how this blog post kind of turns the idea of staff turnover on its head.
I know what you mean.
We always thought of it as this inevitable cost of doing business.
Right, like it's just something you have to deal with.
Exactly, but this post says no.
It's a symptom of something that we can fix.
And improve, yeah.
It's not just about throwing money at the problem,
No, it's about creating a different kind of culture.
where employees feel like they're valued and respected and cared for.
Like they matter.
Exactly. It's about remembering that they're human beings
With lives outside of work.
with their own needs and aspirations and challenges.
And when you meet those needs, you get a more engaged workforce.
And that leads to happy guests.
Of course. And a stronger bottom line for your hotel.
So it really is a win-win for everybody.
It is. So to all of our listeners out there who are struggling with high staff turnover,
We see you.
we hear you.
And we want to tell you, don't give up.
There are concrete steps you can take.
You can create a better work environment.
Just start by listening to your employees
Understand their needs.
and implement some of the strategies we talked about today.
Because even small changes,
Can have a big impact.
a little recognition, a little appreciation,
And a little investment in their development can go a long way.
and it leads to results.
Increased retention, happier guests.
A more profitable business.
It's all about creating a culture where everyone thrives.
That's what we want for all of you out there.
Your employees, your guests, your hotel.
And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive.
Into the fascinating world of staff retention.
We hope you enjoyed it.
And most importantly,
We hope you found it actionable.
thanks for listening, everyone.
This is Mike and Karen from the Hotel Growth Hub podcast. We'll see you in the next episode.